Hello, Kenyon sports fans, and welcome to another production of the Kenyon Sports Connection. I'm Sports Information Director Marty Fuller, and I'm here today with Jacque DeMarco, the ladies field hockey head coach. Jacque, last year at this time, everything was pretty new to you.
Yes.
You're new on campus, new to your team. You've got a year under your belt. Explain the differences and how you feel this year going into preseason as compared to last year.
I feel ready. Last year was more just trying to get to know everything, and everybody was new, really. It felt that way to me. And this year I feel as though we have a good base, a good foundation. I have a good foundation at Kenyon, and it's so different. It's great. And I mean, not that last year wasn't great because I had a fabulous time, but this year it's such different excitement.
Talk a little bit about your roster and your senior class. You've got kind of an odd senior class. You have two mainstays in Stephanie Ladman and Sydney Cardi Nicely, but you have three other seniors coming back who haven't played in a year. Can you talk about that group?
Yes, it was a little bit scary to introduce some people that have come back and have played field hockey here before, but never for me. And I just welcome them with open arms, and they have been wonderful. Alex Bear and Susie Gerzenda, they played lacrosse and they were abroad in the fall. And then bringing back in Annie Holkauer, she's just got a great light about her, and all of them do. And they have spent the past 5 days just soaking everything in, and they're just really excited about being able to be back and playing field hockey with a great group of girls again. So it's good.
And what about your junior class? Last year, 4 of your top 5 scorers were juniors. Can we expect the same, or I'm sorry, they were sophomores at that point, they're juniors now. Can we expect the same kind of offensive production from them this year, or does your roster makeup lead to changes?
I think that they're definitely an offensive threat, that class, and they are very good mainstays for us. I think that you might see a couple more different offensive threats as well, but that class is a very strong class. It's nice to have them all back, and they all are, I call them the returners, and they know my language. They help direct everybody, and they're doing a great job, that class. So, I'm expecting more of them this year than even last year, and even more so, I'm expecting them to take a little bit of a defensive role on. So.
Okay. Along that regard, I was just going to ask you maybe style of play. Last year, you ranked second in the conference in shots and penalty corners. Is that kind of offensive aggressiveness going to continue this year, or you kind of alluded to a little bit more defensive style of play?
I think it depends on our opponent, but we are definitely aggressive. I'm huge on being aggressive in the backfield and just attacking the ball, not necessarily fouling, because we don't do that at all on purpose, but just, attacking at the ball and attacking at the ball from the backs up to the front line. We will still be very aggressive in our offensive style of play, and that's what I teach with our defense. Just, you are the first line. As soon as you get on defense, you're thinking offensively. So I expect to have a similar offensive power this year. I just would like to get more goals.
Always a good thing.
Yes.
Let's look at the sophomore class, and the name that jumps out is Maddie Bresci, of course, all-region honoree as a freshman. What's expected from her this year?
I expect her to do the same thing she did last year, and that is just play and fight every single game. She's very aggressive, and she's a great player. She's very skilled, and I think that she was welcomed on the team last year as though we didn't know what we were going to do, and also the league was not positive on what we were going to do. And I mean, obviously you hear people like Alex Bear leaving, but then coming back. I think that she and Alex are going to do well together. I think she and the whole junior class really work well together. But then you have the other sophomores who have really stepped up, and I think, the entire class, Emmy, Weiner, Morgan, they both have really stepped up their game and have really come in as great leaders too. So it's very exciting to see what that sophomore class is going to do. And they really work well together as a class. So I can't say enough about them.
From what you've seen so far in practices, which hasn't been a whole lot of time yet, but what do you think the team's strength is heading into the season?
Working together. We worked on that a lot in the spring. We worked on it a lot in the fall. And I think now we have a really good idea of what our returners are like to play around each other. The main focus was trying to get all of those newcomers to gel in there. And they really are starting to do that. And so I want to attack and I want to defend together. And that is a huge thing. And I said that last year, I believe, as well. But basically, I said, whatever you do, do it together. That's not something that I've changed in my philosophy. And we have really focused on that. We are moving. We're farther ahead than we were last year in preseason with just working as a team and going through fundamentals of the game. So it's great.
And talking about last year, you guys finished 7-7 in the conference, just missed the tournament by one game, finished up in that 5th place spot. Is there a reasonable expectation of sliding up at least one more spot? And is that the goal this year, to get into that tournament?
Yes, that's the goal. I think that, as long as we keep our game plan and work hard, I don't see a reason why we shouldn't be there. And I really do. They are working hard to be there, and I want to be there, and they know that. So, we'll see what everybody else throws at us, but I'm excited about this year for Kenyon.
Okay, and finally, tell us a little bit about your freshman class, the group you brought in this year.
Yes, we have a versatile class, They are coming in differently than the freshman class last year. The freshman class last year, it was expected that they were going to probably see a lot of time. This year, we have a nice, solid group that I can help ease them into seeing some time. And, some of them have shocked me and are ready to go, and that's exciting. We have a versatile class. They are able to play both offense and defense, and they are in very good shape. So I was really excited to see that too. But, they're just getting their feet wet with college athletics, and I'm excited for the future, and the future looks bright with them.
The season kicks off Friday, August 30th at Washington and Jefferson Colleges, and 2 days later, the ladies return home to face Rochester University. For coverage of those games, as well as games in the rest of the year, stay tuned to the Kenyon Sports Connection.